What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Sheridan S. Davis, and I'm back with yet another video. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm back. Now, I may be a day late, but I am not a dollar short. We are here to discuss these Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, the reason why I'm a day late and by a day, I would like to have the Real Housewives of Atlanta videos up on Mondays. The show come on Sunday. Would like to have the video up on Monday. I am here Tuesday because I was busy relaunching my lip gloss and lash line. Yay! Check out my line, Church Girl Summer, churchgirlsummer.com. I'm currently, I ain't got on no makeup on it because it's hot. God decided to give us summertime shy today, and they just ripped through here. So I'm hot, so I ain't feel like putting on no makeup. But I do have on my lashes. I'm wearing the lashes in the style Convocation. They are 25mm lashes. All right, let's get back to it. So I really only want to talk about the end of the episode, but I'm going to talk about the whole thing. I'm going to talk about the whole thing. What I will say is I am approaching this review as if everything these people are telling us is true. I am approaching my review as if what these people are telling us is true. As if Ralph is this slick, nasty, such and such. Like I'm approaching it as if it's true. All right. So let's go from the beginning of the episode. We learned that Sonya has 9 people living in her house, and I love it. I know some people are like, that's so much, baby. I grew up with 8 people in her house, so this is not far-fetched for me. Although I want to know from her husband's side, how does it feel to only be living with her family and there's no relatives of his in the house, although they've been married for how many of a year, so now they are like one big happy family. I wonder where his parents are. How do they feel about not living with them when everybody else is? So that was just something that piqued my curiosity. I love her sister, who is her hairstylist. Sanya's sister is literally hilarious. And her mom is very high strung. They have a beef patty blowout. The mom is the beef patty police, make sure everybody don't eat the beef patties. And I just hate that I'm going to the Caribbean this next year, and I just hate that I stopped eating meat already because I want to know what's the big deal with these beef patties. I hate that I've never had any, but whatever. So then we see Kenya going to Chateau Cheray, and Chateau Cheray looks beautiful. Now, would I have chosen every piece of furniture in the house? No, I would not, but it is beautiful. It looks peaceful. It looks like a museum almost. Like I wouldn't even want to sleep there. It's so beautiful. Um, the basement is done. It's looking beautiful with the high ceilings and whatnot. Go ahead, Chateau Cheray. Go ahead. We have gone from Never Neverland to Chateau Cheray, and I'm very proud of Cheray for this. So, at Chateau Cheray, that we see that the entire house is gorgeous. Cheray says that she could have worn her joggers to Marlo's event, and I holler. They are so rude. Like, Marlo's event was literally like a fashion exhibit. No, you could not have worn your joggers, Cheray. It was not September, spring, summer, okay? But anyway, she felt like she could have worn her joggers, which also, I just feel like people be throwing Kenya under the bus all the time. Like last week's episode, y'all went to tell her what Kenya said about the event or the venue, but y'all didn't tell her what y'all said. And now this time you're saying you feel like you could have wore joggers. So you felt the same way, if not worse, than Kenya did, girl. Anyway, but they shooting the show. So Kenya lets her know that Anthony, the assistant, who was very over the top, who was saying to Candy, "Hello, Candy, living legend, Candy. How are you?" He was doing the absolute most, and to me, that would turn me off. I used to be an assistant for a world-renowned televangelist, and I even if I admire somebody who came to a conference or who I booked for a conference or whatever, or we went to go to their event, I was never that boisterous because as an assistant, that's my job. It's not to be a fan. So that was weird to me. But anyway, Drew alleges to Kenya that the assistant says Cheray owes him money and has been telling them her personal business. Now, Sheray's reaction was good because her face is quite stoic, and she says she doesn't book the assistant often, just every now and then for special events. But she never says that she does owe that man money. And I absolutely believe she does because we have gone through this with Cheray since season 1. Cheray apparently, or at least her reputation, she could be the opposite, but her reputation is she don't like to pay the people. She done had 50 million contractors on Chateau Cheray. That's why I kept starting and stopping, because Cheray don't like to pay the people, allegedly, or at least that's what they have told us on this camera. And so she did not say, I don't owe that man no money. She just said, oh, really? And then she goes on to say, Drew should be worried about her man and his assistant and not worried about me. Well, I don't think she was worried about you, though, Cheray. I think you kind of made that up. I think you're taking this a bit far. I don't think she was concerned about you at all. I think she was saying it from a place of, like, he's telling your business, like, trying to look out for you. It wasn't that she was, like, in your business, girl. He brought the business to her. Cheray, one thing I say about Cheray is a legend. She is an OG. But Cheray, since season 1, has had delusions of grandeur. And it has not stopped. So, shout out to Chateau Cheray. Anyway, we see Drew and Ralph, and they're having family dinner. Every time I see Drew and Ralph, I roll my eyes because from last season, their first season on here, I just feel like it was a little fakerization on this show. Although last season I was happy to see them in therapy because their therapist was Dr. Love McPherson. Her daughter Tiffany and I are friends. Shout out to Tiffany. Shout out to Dr. Love. Okay. But anyway, so they have a family dinner and Drew tells Ralph about the Instagram situation and was basically like, are you still in communications with this lady, the assistant? And he admits, like, I fired her, but we still in contact. What was the reason? What was the reason? Why are you still talking to this lady? If you had her in your circle under the auspices of being an assistant, if she's no longer there, why are we talking? And she was a new assistant at that. Like, that does not make sense to me. Them having 4 assistants does not make sense to me. Because what all of y'all doing? Drew ain't been in no movie since the TLC biopic. So why do you need 4 assistants? That's not true. But why do you need 4 assistants? And if the assistant was doing anything, I wouldn't think she would be booking you a job, a massage, or trying to massage your back. Quite honestly and truthfully, she should be trying to find you a better barber who is not putting you on live TV or national TV with Beijing all in your beard and in your hair. You need the chia pet surgery that Marlo got so that you could grow actual hair follicles and not be up here with a Sharpie look. See? And the system would have had your back for real. This girl ain't no assistant. She's some tail. My God, today we need the deliverance. Come on, Ralph. Get delivered. Where is Drew Mama? That's why all this going on. Drew Mama needs to come in and lay hands on Ralph. Pastor Drew Mama. Pastor Drew Mama. Girl, come in here and lay hands on your son-in-law. So anyway, he admits that they're still in contact, and Drew is special and doesn't know the definition of gaslighting. She's in her confessional saying, well, people say he gaslights me, but I don't think that's true. Well, what do you think gaslighting is? The producer says. This girl gets her phone out. Well, let me Google it. Google is the word of tonight. The name of the episode should have been Google. But anyway, she Googles it and goes, oh, wait. So here's the thing. So, okay. I don't want to call people slow for not knowing things or ignorant or whatever. Well, I guess ignorant is when you don't know. But maybe prior to 2020, I could believe you didn't know what the word gaslight meant. But the whole black community been using the word gaslight since 2020, like virally. Girl, you a part of Black Twitter. You don't know what gaslight means? Girl, ugh. Anyway. So, she does admit that he gaslight. Well, her face admits that he gaslights the heck out of her, and that's what we all were saying. I was actually watching this episode with my family. My sister is a psychologist, honey, or she's about to be when she crossed the stage. But anyway, and she was just talking about how what we were looking at was very much emotional abuse. And without her even saying that, I knew that, honey. I knew that. But let's keep going. So Ralph says, um, Ralph says in more ways to gaslight her that he has resented her for a lot of things. And I just hate him. I don't hate him because I'm saved, amen. I don't want to be out here hating people, but Ralph, oh, he is slick, a slickster, a slick talker, nasty, a snake. I don't like Ralph, or at least this character he is portraying on our TV. I don't like it. And if you've resented her for a lot, what was it for? For not allowing you to roam free in Tampa without getting on you about it? Was that why you resented her? Baby, Ralph, get off my TV. I'm tired of you and your hair. So anyway, Candy, we see Candy that she is producing a play on Broadway. Shout out to Candy, called Thoughts of a Colored Man. I'm excited about this play and I really, really want to see it. So if anybody want to bless me with some tickets now, I'm just playing. I really want to see the play. It's on Broadway, and which is rare that you see an all-black cast on Broadway. I'm very proud of this. So Candy asked Todd to be more present in their household and in their relationship. And let me just say this about Candy. I have watched every single season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I will say that Candy gaslights Todd. Candy is a hypocrite in their relationship. Candy be like, well, I know that I do it, but don't you do that. Like, Candy, she never looks at things from his perspective, at least from what we see on this show. A case in point, when a situation was happening with Mama Joyce a few years ago, when Candy had her baby shower, Candy got on Todd for not speaking to his mother after she completely and wholly disrespected him. And because her mother decided not to come to the baby shower, Candy was upset at Todd, knowing that her mother was wrong. Like, bad Candy. So anyway, Candy says that she wants him to be more present, and Todd says, but you gonna, oh wait, she says she wants him to be more present because he takes multiple vacations. Now, I feel like, are y'all feeding into this Marvin thing on this show? Because if it's not true, I need y'all to stop feeding into it. Because y'all just led us to believe. Y'all just led us to believe, left a window open for us to believe that the Marvin situation is true. Y'all remember what Phaedra and Portia was saying, okay? But anyway, he takes a few vacations or whatever, and she's like, I need you to be more present. And he like, you be gone for months at a time. And she like, I know, I'm working. Candy, but if you're working, that means he's holding it down. So of course he would want to take a vacation after he done held it down for 6 months while you went and became all you could be in the United States Army. Of course he did. Like, girl, if I was tired, I would be taking a trip a month, a weekend trip a month, because between dealing with Candy, her spoiled mother-daughter Riley, her nasty talking mother Miss Joyce, both restaurants, and Blaze with the bad reviews. I know you tired, Todd, and then you got your own thing you doing productions and stuff. I know you tired. Candy try to pretend like Todd is upset that he's not a part of her play. Candy, please. Gaslighting. Gaslighting. So anyway, um, so she says he says, when I leave for a weekend, you don't think things are disrupted? So they bring up this Jersey condo, which was Ty's before he even made Candy. And she's like, well, my name ain't on the deed. And he's like, my name ain't on the deed for this house. Candy, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? What are you mad at? Y'all can make that rental property. Or with him saying y'all could just live there when y'all go to New York, like literally, why not? Because a woman lived there, renovate and make it brand new, girl. That's a waste of time and money. But anyway, Candy is selfish, or she comes across as selfish. She ignores what she does to point fingers at Todd. But Candy, you got to be careful, because every time you point one finger, you got three coming back on at you, okay? So anyway, we see Monty Marlowe. She goes to see Candy, who is having a Halloween photo shoot. Candy love herself some Halloween, child. Marlowe says that she does private dances at Magic City on Mondays to make her money. And she was jesting, but I believe every word. Come on, Magic City, Marlowe. I love it. I'm just kidding. So Candy says to her, after Marlo complains that she doesn't want to spoil her nephews because they're used to basically not having nothing. And when she brought them in, she gave them this beautiful life. And Candy said, well, what's wrong with that? Because other cultures give their kids the life all the time and they feel no ways. They feel no ways about it. That's what they're supposed to do. Yet black people feel like you have to struggle in order to like make it. And Candy brought up a great point, and I hope Marlo takes heed, because that little boy, well, he ain't little, he is a clone of Marlo. He is Marlo in a male body, and he deserved him being just black boy who was already survived so much with his mother being incarcerated, etc., etc. He deserves to look and feel nice. So I'm happy that Monty Marlowe is looking out. But she says to Candy, she wants their relationship to be more hands-on, even though Candy sent her cash outs for her nephews when they do well. Girl, Candy is not your cousin. Like, what? I want you to be more hands-on. Invite us over. Invite us. I wish she would have just said, hey, we don't really have more interaction with kids and other families. Can we interact like that with each other? Now I want you to be more hands-on. How's she gonna be more hands-on when Riley keeps saying that she's not hands-on with her own kids? Did you miss the part where she be gone from her own kids for months? Marlo, good night. So anyway, um, she wants them to come over, have movie night, etc. And Candy says to her, you must be the kind of friend that you desire. And I'm glad she said that. I'm also glad that the producers have played back how Marlo has treated Candy over the years. That one clip was not enough. They should have did a montage, because Marlo has treated Candy a mess on this show to be on the show. Girl, but it took you 20 years to get one peach. But praise God, you got her now. Maybe if you would have treated her better, you would have got one sooner. Okay. So Drew is working out. Okay. Drew's working out. She did one squat. And everyone is sweating, including the messy assistant. Let me just say this. I'm not body shaming Drew, because I am a thickums, okay? I am thicker than a snicker. I'm a lot of love, okay? However, what makes me look at Drew sideways is that she's starting a workout, weight loss-ish based company, and I ain't seen no progress. And also, in addition to that, girl, you talked about a mommy makeover last week, and I keep trying to find it. this is what I think happened because the boobs ain't lift. I'm looking at the boobs, the butt, all the things that I assume a mommy makeover to be. But what I'm thinking it is, though, hear me out, y'all. I don't think she's talking about her body. I'm gonna go with she's talking about her wardrobe, hair, and makeup because she has done a complete 180 from last season. So by mommy makeover, I'm gonna assume that she's talking about she got with no IG Jeremy and got a full blown makeover, and now her hair's on point. It ain't, can you call her a poodle last season? Her hair on point, makeup look nice. The dress she wore this episode was good. That has to be what she means by mommy makeover. I clocked it. I clocked it, y'all. So anyway, she's working out. Everybody is sweating. Um, and then we see Ty has heads over to Blaze with the bad reviews, and he's meeting with the guys. So we see him with meathead Ralph and fine Ross. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Even Ross' voice is fine. Like Ross, go ahead, Sanya and Ross. They make a beautiful couple. Cause I don't know about Sanya, but baby, his voice was about to get me pregnant through the TV. Praise God. Anyway, so they began talking about the assistant and they're clowning him, etc. I know some people didn't like this scene, but to me, I did like it because I like the fact that they're clowning him for dogging his wife. I need to see more black men doing that instead of aiding and abetting foolishness. So anyway, next we see Monty Marlowe preparing her oldest nephew for homecoming. She tells us that she was up in the projects, that her mom was on drugs and was very abusive. Shout out to Marlowe and to Jesus from bringing Marlowe from down there to up here. Shout out to her. And Jesus. And by down there, I don't mean the projects. I'm just talking about a life of darkness and negativity where you are literally coming up with coping mechanisms in order to survive. Like that's what happens when people are abused. So shout out to her for being able to come up and now being able to wear what you want to wear, dying where you want to die, and live where you want to live. Like Marlo got a real life testimony. And she says she wants her nephews to feel supported because she knows how it felt to grow up basically from pillow to post. So I'm happy that they have them. Now she got this husband and wife who is managing her. And I think I'm gonna like them. I need to see more of them. But what I'm gonna say is, Marlo, you ain't have to tell us that your nephew had told us something was different with him down there. You ain't have to say that. You did not. I I wonder if he's embarrassed by that. You didn't have to tell us that, sis. Some things you can keep to yourself. Praise God. So anyway, um, we then see the triggering part of this episode. I again am gonna approach this as if it is the truth. As Carlos King and whoever the white man is he had on his podcast said, Drew and her husband give me performative performances on this show. This scene, however, made me look like maybe it's true. This storyline, not the rest of it. But I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna know if it's fake. If by episode 10, y'all went to therapy and y'all back besties and working it out now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that it's fake. But right now, we're gonna approach it like it's true. So Ralph sends a team to glam up Drew because he wants to love bomb her. Glam up Drew, and it's so romantic. I said he must have slept with his assistant because he's giving me what's love got to do with it vibes. Like y'all remember in a movie when Ike Turner will beat the living daylights out of Tina and then slide a gift in the bed because he felt bad after he came down off of his high. I'm trying to figure out, Ralph, did you have the sex activities with this assistant? Is that why you doing all this? Nah, that ain't why. I keep telling y'all why. But anyway, so He gave her the most beautiful scenery on top of his tailor's business. So that's why we did theirs. I said, okay, product placement. Shout out to you, Taylor. Um, so Ralph says, I don't want to talk about what's going on between us. I just want us to have a good night. And I understand that if y'all weren't already at the height of the conversation. So, but anyway, he said he don't want to talk about it. Fine. She like, so we don't address our feelings? He like, nope, not tonight. We having a good time. Cool. She was not about to argue with Ralph. So let's kill this narrative where she kept talking about it. No, that's not what happened. She was just like, she asked her one question, then she was like, all right. Ralph says that the pecking order in his life is God, him, his wife, his kids, then everyone else. But it used to be God, his wife, his kids, then him, and everyone else. And she says, you felt like that's what the order was? Okay. You was not putting me after God, is what she was saying. You might have thought you were, but I ain't never feel that. But anyway, so he was like, yeah. So he was immediately already offended. I'm not going through their whole argument. I'm gonna say that she said she felt like she was always has to walk on eggshells with him, but this scenery makes her feel like they can make it. And that is what set off Ralph. And he basically tell her, you know what, you need to go to therapy and talk to Dr. whoever. I can't remember the doctor name. You need to talk to him because he said you was blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, he also said you was a maniac. Baby, Ralph started, I'm not a maniac. Don't say that. Oh, so we could say what the doctor said she is, but not what you are? Ralph literally sat at that table and told this girl, I can't do nice things for you. And left her at the dinner eating alone. And Drew, I'm happy that you continue to eat because let me tell you something. You was not going to make me starve because you had a nasty attitude. I'm going to eat every bit of meal that you paid for. And I might cut up a suit on the way out so you have to pay some more out of your pocket to this man. When I tell you I do not like Ralph in his head, which is shaped like a thumb. I don't know why his mother didn't shape his head when he was a baby, but I do not like him. He gives me narcissist vibes. He continuously gaslights this girl. And I want this. I hope it's not true, but there are so many people who actually go through this where their partner or significant other gaslights them and makes them question their own sanity because of the things that they do. Drew, if this is real, run, girl, run, because I don't like to tell people not to stay with their husband or tell them get out of their marriage and all this stuff because I ain't married, honey. You got kids. But I will tell you is this is abuse, and I don't believe God wants you to be abused or in a cycle of abuse. So, Drew, get your lace fronts. You said you ran off to Chicago the other week. Now, what made you come back? Because you had to film Real Housewives of Atlanta? What made you come back to this man with the Beijing? I don't know. Well, that's that on that. I hope these people get it together, or at least if they have it together, please stop acting. Don't play with your marriage like Kirk and Rashida, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And it's your girl Sheridan S. Davis. I may not come when you want me to, but I'll be there right on time. All right, y'all have a fantastic rest of y'all day. Bye.